Here are 4 do's and don'ts for the holidays, and we're going to start with the don'ts and then end up with the do's. Number 1, don't focus on your lack. Now, when you're flipping the calendar and you see the holidays are approaching, or, it's the summertime and you start to see Halloween decorations in the store, there's a part of you that might get very excited. If you're like me, I love all the holidays. But there might be a part of you that automatically goes, oh, the holidays. We don't have a husband. We don't have a wife. We don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend. We used to, but we don't now. So that part of us, if it nurses that sense of lack, that focus of lack, will go down into, depression and misery and all kinds of stuff. And when you're negative and you're not joyful about things, it shows on your face. It shows in your actions. You don't attract other people when you're not happy. So number 1, don't focus on your lack when the holidays come. There's a lot of things that you can be thankful for. If you've gone through divorce, yes, it's painful. Been widowed, it's horrible. Don't even know maybe if you're going to get your kids this because of divorce and custody arrangements or whatever. Yes, it's difficult, but it's not the end of the world. Don't let it rob you of your holiday joy. Which leads to number 2. Don't let the holidays and these thoughts of your not having what you really, really want in the ideal cause you to feel sorry for yourself. I'll never forget, I was working with a friend in ministry, and she had worked before in deliverance ministry. And that's people who are called by God and especially work with exorcists to help people who are oppressed or obsessed or even possessed by demons. And anyway, they're under some kind of demonic attack. And this is a beautiful ministry to help people. And this woman had the gift, God had blessed her every once in a while with a gift of seeing into the spiritual realm. It's not New Age or hocus pocus. This is legit in the church. And she shared with me, her friend shared with me, that one time she was in a restaurant and the Lord said, I want you to look over at that man over there. And when she looked at the man, there was this big dark red aura all around him. It was like, it's not a beautiful red. It was a dark and ugly red, and it was just pulsing. And she's like, what is that? It was kind of scary. And she goes, what is that? And the Lord goes, that's anger. Nursing your anger is not good. Nursing those kind of emotions is horrible. So she goes, wow. And then the Lord said, look over here. So she turned and looked to a woman sitting in a booth, and around her was this big black, dark, heavy aura. And there were like flies buzzing to it, like demons, just being drawn to this, coming from all around to this dark black thing. And she goes, if that was anger, what is that? And when she told me this story, I was struck to my heart. And the Lord told her, that's self-pity. Self-pity is a horrible, dark, hard form of pride. And it's when we're focusing, on what we don't have versus all the beautiful things that we do have. After that, I was so convicted. I made a good examination of conscience, and I went to my spiritual director and I talked about it. And I realized that I had lots of self-pity kind of coursing through my veins. Things that's not fair, or I don't have this, or they have that, or they're all happy, or why can't I be married, or, blah, blah, blah. It really is a cancer that will eat away at our joy. So don't focus on your lack during the holidays, and don't let it trigger you into self-pity. Instead, do these 2 things. Do focus on your bounty. Now, everybody says to have an attitude of gratitude, and I agree with that. But why don't you write it down? You've heard me before. I'm a big list proponent, because when there's something about taking it out of our head and putting it on paper. What do you have to be thankful for this year? And really every day, but especially during the holidays. Make a list. Start with your body, your physical health. If you don't have perfect health, what do you have that works? Start with your wisdom that you've gained and the experiences that you've had. Go back to the hot water in the bathroom and the toilet paper in the bathroom and the eggs in the refrigerator. I'm thinking of COVID when we didn't have those things. Think about all the beautiful things in your home, all the comfortable things that you have. Think about the church. Think about the ministries that are available to you. Think about the roads that you drive on that don't have big potholes. Think about the car you have. It's endless. So, in other words, you can see why self pity on what you don't have, especially during the holidays, is not something that's pleasing to God or good for you. So don't focus on the lack. Don't be triggered into self pity. Do focus on your bounty. And I would say write it down. And now there's a custom that people do at Thanksgiving and, other holidays when you get together and you go around the table and say what you're thankful for. If your family or your friends aren't doing that this year, revive that custom. Do it again. Why don't you start it? And this time, maybe bring instead of one thing that you're thankful for, maybe bring 3 or 4 things and maybe bring your list. Maybe help your family or your friends to make their own list. That will really center you back into a place of joy and gratitude and happiness for the holidays. And number 4 is do keep the holidays holy. Holidays is short for holy days. All the holidays are times where we focus on all the gifts and all the good that God has for us. Despite the difficulties now, what He promises for us in the future, and especially throughout all eternity. Sometimes as a Catholic, I even think that purgatory is a gift. We get to be cleansed so that we can be suitable for Him and be in His presence for all eternity. So keep the holidays holy, however that works for you. Customs, going to special masses, going to adoration, saying special prayers, lighting candles, having beautiful Catholic art around your home, going to musical concerts where they play good music, listen to podcasts or anything that brings your mind and your heart back to the spirit of the season and the spirit of the holiday. Do that. And as St. Paul said to the Thessalonians, in all things give thanks. Even though this year may not be the perfect holiday for you, and you don't yet have the love of your life, which CatholicMatch and I are hoping and helping you to get there. If it's not happening yet this year, don't worry about it. Focus on what you have. Give thanks in all things. And remember, happy holidays. Be at peace. Have joy. Be filled with God's love. And go out and share that love with other people. Appropriately, of course. See you next time.